So I've given this seminar. We're going to have a seminar on spiritual relationships, and I've given this many times in many countries. So I'm happy to share this here in Ekalavya this evening. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Well, let's start again. Give me a note, Kalido.
Yeah.
Kalido, play. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charnavindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatarshata Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Shri Nath Ji Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hare Mo. All glories to the Sangha devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sangha devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sangha devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Vishnu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So I'm very happy to be here in ISKCON Calgary. It's my first visit. I hope it will not be my last visit. And tomorrow I'm planning to fly to Vancouver for Jagannath Rath Yatra. Haribo! Jai Jagannath. So I left Calcutta, where I'm based, about 1 month ago. We have the biggest Calcutta Rath Yatra in all of India, except for Puri. And just like Puri Rath Yatra, we have our big Rath Yatra, and then we have 9 days Pandal program, Park Street Maidan. We distribute 30,000 plates of khichdi every day. Thousands and thousands of people come. We have big pandals and questions and answers and cultural programs. And our mandir, Jagannath is there, Baladev, Subhadra, Prashadam, books, so wonderful. So it's like a big preaching mela. Jayapataka Swami Maharaj is there, Bhakti Churu Swami Maharaj is there, Bhakti Purushottam Swami Maharaj is there. So many senior devotees come. Really big, big festival. And then after 9 days we have Ulta Rath. Jagannath comes back to the temple. Again, big Rath Yatra. So after the Ulta Rath, as soon as Lord Jagannath arrived in ISKCON Calcutta, he was still on his car, parked in the front. I jumped in a taxi, I went to the airport, I flew to Toronto, and the next day was Toronto Rath Yatra. Jai Jagannath! So Srila Prabhupada has made such a wonderful arrangement that one can cross to the other side of the world and find Jagannath Rath Yatra practically everywhere. So this weekend is Jagannath Rath Yatra in Vancouver. So I hope everyone is possible for them to go, they can go. And you have Rath Yatra here in Calgary also?
Yeah.
Yes. Jagannath Swami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. See, Jagannath is everywhere. He's the Lord of the universe. Jagat means universe and Nath means the controller. And the best way to worship Jagannath is through Sankirtan. Why is that? Because in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Tasmad Sankirtanan Vishnur Jagad Mangalam Amhasam Mahatam Apikoravya Vidyaikantika Nishkritam. Tasmad, therefore, Sankirtanam Vishnur, do this Harinam Sankirtan, this Sankirtan of Vishnu. Jagad Mangalam Amhasam. Jagat means universe, Jagannath. So Jagad Mangalam. Mangalam means auspicious. So this Sankirtan is the most auspicious thing in the whole universe. So what a better way to worship Jagannath than with Jagat Mangalam, this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Tasmad Sankirtanam Vishnur, Jagat Mangalam Amhasam, Mahatam Apikoravya. Even Mahatam, even if you do some big pop, Mahapop, Mahatam Apikoravya, Vidyaikantika Nishkritam. This chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Kirtan, it is the greatest prayachitya. It destroys all sins. Sab pap vinash kartata, right? It's finished, you know? Finishes all the pap. So therefore we should always engage in this Harinam Sankirtan, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So what does Sankirtan mean? Kirtan means when we glorify Lord Krishna by chanting his holy names. And Samkirtan, Sam means complete or total. So when we come together as a large group and chant Hare Krishna, that is Samkirtan. So in order to do Samkirtan, can we do it alone? No. We have to do it as a group. So when we come together as a group, then we have relationships. So Srila Prabhupada said, your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate together to keep this movement together after I am gone. So out of our love for Srila Prabhupada, we express it by cooperating together. Sometimes it's difficult to cooperate together. We're all different individuals. Natvam evaham jatu nasam, natvam neme janadi baha, nachaiva nava vishyamaha, sarve vayam ataparam. Krishna said, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor all these devotees, nor will there ever be a time when any of us cease to be. So therefore, to cooperate together, we're all individuals. We have to cultivate good Vaishnava relationships. So this seminar is going to try to help us move towards improving our Vaishnava relationships so that we can fulfill Srila Prabhupada's mandate to cooperate together, keep the movement together, spread the movement, and also good relationships are helpful in all of our family activities, in our work activities, all of our activities with other people. So this topic and these principles apply not just among Vaishnavas, but amongst so many different kinds of people. So these are very good tools, information, skills, and knowledge to have regarding relationships, especially spiritual relationships. So I wanted to group this into 5 qualities: humility, tolerance, forgiveness, appreciation, and patience. And I made an acronym, help to free all people. Because if we're able to develop these qualities, we can work so nicely together, serve so nicely together, and we can help to free all people. I worked on this seminar about 5 years ago. I was asked to come to Bahrain in the Middle East, and they said, we want you to give a seminar on Vaishnava relationships. So I called my friend Gaur Gopal Prabhu in Radha Gopinath Mandir, Chowpatty. I said, I have to give a seminar on Vaishnava relationships. What should I say? So he said, whenever I'm asked to speak on Vaishnava relationships, I speak on these 5 topics: humility, tolerance, forgiveness, appreciation, and patience. So we discussed on the phone, and he gave me some general principles, and then I just expanded the seminar from there. In addition to these 5 qualities, we should always remember the 6 loving exchanges mentioned by Srila Rupa Goswami in his book Upadeshamrita, or Nectar of Instruction. Dadati pratigrinati guyam akyati prichati bhukte bhojayate chaiva sadvidham priti lakshanam. That these are the 6 loving exchanges. Dadati pratigrinati, giving gifts and receiving gifts, giving charity, receiving charity. Guyam akyati prichati. Guyam means, anyone, Mr. Gupta? Anyone Mr. Gupta here?
Secret.
Secret. Yes, it means secret. You Mr. Gupta? No. Guyam akyati prichati. So we reveal our minds in confidence to another person, and the other person listens confidentially. So we should maintain this principle of confidentiality. If you want to share someone with someone else, maybe they don't want everyone to know. So we should keep secret if required. And because the worst thing is if we share some secret with someone and next day we find it on the Facebook. Right? 1.8K, viewings, We have to learn to maintain confidentiality. Otherwise, if we share something with someone that's confidential and the other person shares it, share, then the process will get a block. There'll be like a dam, because next time you won't want to share with another person again, the same person. So that will cut the Vaishnava loving relationship. So confidentiality, so important to maintain. We must be very careful about this. Then, Dadati pratigrinati guyam akyati prichati bhukte bhojayate chaiva. Everyone knows what is bhojan, right? Yes, the bhojanalaya, right? You go for bhojan, you go for prasadam. So, bhukte bhojayate chaiva. It means offering prasadam and receiving prasadam. So we should engage in these 6 loving exchanges regularly, as a matter of habit, as a matter of principle, as part of our sadhana. We should always try to share prasad, receive prasadam, give gifts, receive gifts, and reveal our minds confidentially and listen confidentially. Even what we're doing now is pravachan. One devotee is revealing their mind, the other devotees are listening. So this is also a loving exchange. So I'd like to express my appreciation to all of you for coming tonight. Thank you so much. And engaging in this loving exchange with us. Hare Krishna. So humility means to understand that we need relationships. We need the association of devotees in order to progress in Krishna consciousness. No man is an island. We cannot do it alone. Srila Prabhupada said, anyone who thinks they can practice spiritual life alone, they're just experiencing a hallucination. Hallucination means they're pagalok, ये manasa ये बहुत खराब है, बुरी है, pagalok. So one time there was a devotee, he came to Srila Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, I want to go to Radhakund and chant 64 rounds a day. I will live in a tree. And Prabhupada said, this is not a good idea. And then he said, no, Prabhupada, I want to go. And I found some very advanced spiritual devotees. I can take guidance from them. And Prabhupada became angry. He said, you are not going to Radhakund, you're going to Narakakund. Still, anyway, the devotee went there. And then after some time, he disappeared. And devotees said, where did he go? What happened to him? And then devotees came back to the West, and one devotee was in a gas station in United States, and that Babaji Prabhu was pumping the gas, at the gas station. So from such a high platform of practicing bhakti, bhakti mama vijanati yavadyas-chasmi tatvataha tatomam tattvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. This great process of bhakti by which we can go back to the spiritual world. A devotee became a gas station attendant like that because he was outside the association of devotees. So we shouldn't be so proud. Oh, by my own strength, I will chant Hare Krishna and I will attain my eternal Swarup and I will go back to the spiritual world. No, not by your own strength. It is by the blessings of Guru, by the blessings of Vaishnavas, and by the association of Vaishnavas that we can advance in devotional service and purely chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And when we come together, we get so much enthusiasm. It's like when you take an iron rod and you put it in the fire, then that iron rod becomes like fire. So when we come in the association of devotees, we're surrounded by devotees who are burning like fire with bhakti. And then our cold steel hearts, iron hearts, they also start to warm up and blaze with the fire of Krishna consciousness by the association of devotees. So humility means sometimes, kabhi, not all the time, kabhi, sometimes taking a humble position in a conflict. Sometimes devotees will have an argument. Oh, Krishna should be served like this. Krishna should be served like that. We should make the flower garlands like this. No, like that. We should cook like this. No, we should cook like that. We should distribute books like this. No, not like this, like that. We should do the Rath Yatra like this. No, not like this, like that. Sometimes we get in arguments like this about Krishna's service. But sometimes it's not so important who is right and who is wrong. The important thing is to maintain the relationship. To say, yes, Prabhu, or yes, Mataji, yes, you are correct. We can do it your way, like this. And then the relationships are maintained, and preaching will go on. Relationships will go on. The movement will go on. Humility means always seeing oneself as the servant of the devotees. Lord Chaitanya, he prayed, Gopi Bhartor Padakablayor Das Das Anudasaha. I'm not a sannyasi, I'm not a vanaprastha, I'm not a grahastha, I'm not a brahmachari, I'm not a brahmana or a kshatriya or a vaishya or shudra, but I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the master of the gopis. And Lord Chaitanya, he set a wonderful example with his devotees. When Haridas Thakur left his body, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carried his body, danced with his body, personally went door to door, shop to beg boga for the feast for Haridas Thakur. He was loudly chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was with his devotees and they were doing Harinam Sankirtan, and it was hot. And it was not the hot season, but everyone was bahut garam and bahut, how do you say, bhuk, they were hungry. Yeah. Hungry, bhuk. Book is okay.
Book.
They're reading the book of book. So they're reading the book of book. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You look hungry. Would you like something to eat?" And they said, "Yes." And he said, "What would you like? Ask for anything you want." So they said, "We want mango." So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took a mango seed, and it was not mango season, and he put it in the ground, and from that seed a tree grew. And the branches spread, and then mangoes began to appear. And the tree was filled with mangoes. And each mango was the size of a coconut.
Oh.
And each mango had no seed. And each mango had no skin. They were just beautiful, big, ripe, juicy mangoes. And he gave one mango to each devotee. And they all enjoyed those mangoes so much. And every devotee was completely satisfied just by eating one mango. So in this way, Mahaprabhu is serving his devotees. One time in Panihati, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was serving prasadam. No, this was in Puri, and Haridas Thakur's Tirobhav festival. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu insisted on serving prasadam to all the devotees. But every devotee, he served enough prasadam for 4 devotees to eat. So his assistants, Kashishwar, and his other assistants, they said, and Swarup Damodar, they said, "Please, Lord, you sit down, we'll serve the prasadam." But this is his wonderful service attitude of serving devotees. So we should also try to follow in his footsteps. He's Bhakta Avatar. He shows us by his example. Just like a teacher is writing on the board, E, U, A, I, O, Ow, aha. So the teacher doesn't need to write this. But to show an example, the teacher is doing like this. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. He's Krishna himself. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. But therefore, he's showing his example of how to serve the devotees. Mad Bhakta Puja Vyarika. Krishna says that service to my devotees is even more dear than service to me in the 11th canto. So we should follow in the footsteps of the humility of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and always see ourselves as Gopi Bhartor Padakamlayor Das Das Anudasaha, the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. So this is a very important verse. It's said to be the most important verse of all verses. Do you know this verse? You see the board? We can chant it together. Chunadapi sunichena toror api sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. One should be more humble than a blade of grass. Trina. Trina means grass. Trina api su niche. Niche means low, down. And su means very much. Superman. Right? Su niche. We should be very, very low. Lower than a blade of grass. And when you walk on a blade of grass, the grass will just bend down. And then when you can keep walking, the grass will come up again. Like this. So we should be very, very humble and take a humble position when dealing with Vaishnavas. I always get the question, what about when I'm at the office? What about in the materialistic world? Do I always need to take the humble position? What about when I'm at school? So the answer is that what applies in the Vaishnava societies, we should always be very humble and consider everyone else our Prabhu, our master, like that. But in the office, we want to set a good example for preaching, for outreach, so that other people will have respect for us. Because if they respect us as devotees, if they respect, oh, what a good student, that person is. And oh, that person is a devotee of Krishna. Oh, maybe I should also become a devotee of Krishna. I'll become a good student. Or that person is so successful in his or her career. And they're Krishna conscious. Let me also become a devotee of Krishna. So sometimes humility is taking a humble position is not appropriate in a materialistic environment, in school, or in the office, or in our career. So we have to judge kala desha patra, time, place, circumstance. Rupa Goswami says, accept what is favorable for Krishna consciousness and give up what is unfavorable. So sometimes in a materialistic society, it is more favorable to not always take the humble position. We have to be tolerant like a tree, Tarura iva sahishnuna. So this brings us to our next section of tolerance. Help to free all people, humility, tolerance. So we have to be very tolerant. This is a tree in Bahrain. It's called the tree of life. It's alone in the desert. There's no sangha, there's no rich sangha, there's no association. The tree is alone. And the sun is just beating down on this tree, but the tree never complains. Sometimes the trees are cold. I think in Calgary we must have a lot of trees like this.
Yeah.
Is it true? Yeah, so the trees are very tolerant and never complains. And I was in Pandharpur and there were big floods and the trees were under the water and the trees never complained. But still the trees will give fruits, the trees will give shade, the trees will give wood, whatever is required, trees will give. They'll be very tolerant. Mata sparshastu kanteya, shitoshna shukadukana, agama payano nechas. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, text number 14, that the appearance and the disappearance of winter and summer are like the appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress. Happiness is coming, happiness is going, winter is coming, summer is coming, coming, going, anajana, 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 coming, going, coming, going, coming, going. Happiness and distress, and winter and summer. But Tam's Tatikshasva Bharata, we should tolerate them without being disturbed and just continue our service, whether we're happy or whether we're sad, and always chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One very important aspect of tolerance is to overlook the shortcomings of others. We should not be fault finders. If we point our finger at someone else, how many fingers are pointing towards us? 4, yeah, if you bend your thumb. Yeah, so don't be fault finders. And here's a very important principle. If you don't remember anything else from tonight, please take this principle home with you. It is the principle of the marumaki or the maki, the bumblebee or the fly. So the bumblebee can be flying in the most dirty place, a stool field filled with stool, wet stool, dry stool, yellow stool, brown stool, black stool, all kinds of stool. But if there's one flower in that stool field, that bumblebee will go directly for the flower. And he will go right for the flower. On the other hand, we have the maki, the fly. The fly can be in the most beautiful garden with so many nice flowers, jasmine and marigold and gulab and champak and so many wonderful flowers. But if there's one piece of stool in the whole garden, that fly will go directly for the stool. So when we are dealing with Vaishnavas, even though some of them may have some bad qualities like we all have, but we should not look for those bad qualities. We should look for the good qualities, that flower. We should search out for the flower and focus our attention on that flower of good qualities. Because wherever our attention goes, our own consciousness will take on those qualities. If we meditate on the bad qualities of others, we'll get bad qualities. We'll develop bad qualities. But if we meditate on the good qualities of others, we'll develop good qualities. So we should be like the bumblebee and not like the fly. Very good. And also very important to understand that just as we are tolerating others, others are tolerating us, right? Very good to understand. Srila Prabhupada said a wonderful example in his tolerance. He was so tolerant. When he came to the West, the first people he was preaching to were the hippies. And hippies mean dirty. Means not taking shower for maybe 1 week and not following regulative principles, eating meat, drinking wine, having illicit sex and gambling and sleeping and mode of ignorance people. But Prabhupada, he was friendly to them. He invited them, please come for prasadam. Prabhupada would personally cook for them. Prabhupada would offer the prasadam. Prabhupada would serve them prasadam, and he would sit and he'd say, eat more, eat more. And he would serve them more and more prasadam, and then they would get up and leave. And do you know who would wash their plates? Srila Prabhupada would wash their juta. You know, so much tolerance he had. And then he would wash the pots. This man is over 70 years old, and he was taking care of all these young people. One day, one of the boys, Keith, he stayed back. He said he wanted to see who was washing the pots. And he saw it was Swamiji. So he said, Swamiji, can I help you wash the pots? And Srila Prabhupada said, I was just waiting for you to ask. And then gradually more and more devotees started taking up service, and then the movement began spreading because of Srila Prabhupada's tolerance. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I'd like to speak now about forgiveness. And one definition of love is the capacity to forgive endlessly. Just like if a mother has a baby and the baby is passing stool on the mother, it happens again and again. It's like a daily affair. But the mother that's out, forget it, finished, I will not forgive you. You know, the mother is just loving the child so much. If we do not have forgiveness and we maintain a grudge, I was with Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu in Toronto last week. He's a nurse, professional nurse, and he said the #1 cause of cancer is if we maintain a grudge, anger against other people, if we do not forgive other people. It doesn't hurt them, it hurts us, and we end up like this. So we have to be very, very sincere in forgiving others. If we maintain the grudge, it's like holding a hot stone, like a coal. It just burns us. Just let go of it. Just give it up and forgive the other person. It's said that to err is human and to forgive is divine. So we are all aspiring to be representatives of Krishna and the spiritual master. So we have to aspire to divine behavior. Most importantly, forgiveness. And if we do not forgive, we're burning our bridges, we're breaking our bridges in our relationships. Our relationships will become damaged if we do not forgive when there are situations. Not that we have to forgive everything. Api chetsu diracharo vajate mam ananyavak sador eva samantavya samyak vyavasito hi saha. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Api chetsu diracharo. Again, Superman. Duracharo. Duracharo means the most horrible, abominable activity. Even if one commits the most abominable activity, Abhichatsu Duracharo, Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak. If he's doing bhajan, if he's engaged in devotional service, properly situated, then samyak apichatsu duracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhur eva samantavya. Sadhur, he or she is considered sadhu, sadhvi. Sadhur eva samantavya. He's considered like this. We should think of this person, a saintly person. Sam api chetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhur eva samantavya. Samyak vyavasito hisaha. He's situated, stitaha, in this position of devotional service. But Prabhupada writes in the purport that we cannot forgive people again and again and again for sinful activities. First time, forgive. Second time, forgive. Third time, forgive. Next time, we have to be a little more careful. The managers of ISKCON have to protect the community of devotees from behavior that is outside of the norms of saintly behavior. But we always want to see people situated in Krishna consciousness properly. And we do not believe in eternal damnation. There's some philosophy among some of our Judeo-Christian friends. They say, if you're not good in this lifetime, you're going to go to hell eternally. No second chance, only one chance. Doesn't make sense, because even if you go to school, you fail one exam, the teacher will give you a next exam. Not that if we make a mistake in this lifetime, everything is finished. So similarly, we always want to see devotees become properly situated. But we have to be discriminatory in we should forgive, but not necessarily forget. But we should not maintain a grudge. We should not maintain anger against another person. Hate the sin and not the sinner. We love everyone and we want them all to progress in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. So there's a nice story of the scorpion and the sadhu. The sadhu was down by the river and he saw a scorpion, bichu. He saw the bichu was drowning in the water. So he picks up the bichu to save him, and the bichu stung him. And he drops the scorpion in the water again. Again he picks him up, falls in the water. Again he reaches, and he throws him on the bank, and the scorpion runs away. Another person comes, he says, I saw you. Why you were doing like this? This scorpion, the bichu, he was stinging you again and again. So the sadhu said, it is the nature of the scorpion to sting, and it is the nature of the sadhu to forgive. So this is a wonderful quality we should cultivate, that of forgiving. For Brahmanas, the forgiveness is the crest jewel of all qualities. Next, I'd like to speak about appreciation. Can someone please read this quote by Srila Prabhupada?
Simply by appreciating the Vaishnavas, you can go back home, back to God.
Yes, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is very wonderful. Just by appreciating the Vaishnavas, we can go back home, back to Godhead. Because Krishna becomes so pleased when his devotees are appreciated and glorified. So one principle with appreciation is we have to speak our appreciation to others. Because the other person is not Paramatma. Upadrastanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshvara paramatmeti chapyukto dehismin purushakara. Sarvasya chahamriti sannivisto. Krishna is in everyone's heart as the Paramatma. He knows everything. But are we the Paramatma? No. Do we know everything? No. Can we read someone else's mind? No. Well, maybe some high yogis can do it, but most of us cannot do it. So if we want to express our appreciation to another devotee, we have to speak it. We have to tell them. We have to express that appreciation. So this is very important. We should share our appreciation with others. The appreciation for be properly expressed. It should be from the heart. not just some flattery. We should genuinely feel this, and not with some ulterior motive. Not that we want something from the other person. Sometimes you hear, "Oh, Prabhuji, you're so wonderful. Can you please mop the temple room floor?" So we should not appreciate others with desire to get something from them. It should be genuine from the heart. And we can judge how much we are advanced in spiritual life based on how much we relish other devotees being appreciated. Sometimes we hear another devotee being appreciated and we think, why are they appreciating her or him? Why not me? Right? So to the extent that we're happy when we hear another devotee appreciated, to that extent we're advancing in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada was very appreciative with all of his devotees, and especially his spiritual master. He said, "I have not done anything. I am just a humble instrument in the hands of my spiritual master. And all you nice young boys and girls," now some of us are a little older, he said, "you are just sent by my spiritual master to assist in this mission. And I'm so grateful to you." He would always express appreciation and fan the spark of Krishna consciousness. This is very important. Don't wait till it's too late. So if we want to express our appreciation to another devotee, don't wait till they leave their body. Then it'll be too late. We all attend different Shraddhanjali festivals, ceremonies. Devotees leave their body, we come together, we speak the glories of that devotee. Why wait till they leave? Now is our chance to express our appreciation to them now, and this will help us develop our loving relationships with them. So this is another very important principle. The last quality I'd like to discuss is patience. The development of Vaishnava relationships, it does not happen overnight. It takes time. Just like Srila Prabhupada gives the example of the bride. The bride is married and she cannot expect a child the next day. It takes time. She must wait and be patient. And I like this example of cake. If you want to bake a cake, you put it in the oven. You cannot just wait 5 minutes, right? You have to wait some time. It takes time to bake the cake. So this way, the cake of Vaishnava relationships, we have to be patient. It takes years of serving together, being together, going through good times and bad times, and being there for each other. It takes years of the first 4, the humility, the tolerance, the forgiveness, and the appreciation. And then after time, if we're patient, then we develop these wonderful relationships through humility, tolerance, forgiveness, appreciation, and patience. And this will help us to free all people. Bharata bhumate manusya janma jar janma satakakari para upakar. Prabhupada's given us this mission, the topmost welfare work, to bring the chanting of Hare Krishna to every town and village. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he desires that in every town and village of the world, this chanting should go on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Are there any questions or comments?
Questions on what you have said, sir, or other questions?
Let's first see if anyone has any questions on what I said.
What you have said.
Yeah, and if not, then we can take questions in the other area also. So let's wait a few seconds and see if anyone comes up with anything. Yes, Prabhu.
Well, just wondering, after so many years serving in the staying with that, Vaishnava or, devotees, still people have grudges
Mm.
with the devotees, afternoon listening, reading, and satsang and staying with the devotees, anyway, still, they cannot give up after so many years.
Your question is why?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see if I understand your question properly. I'll speak again, others can hear. So Prabhuji is making the point that even after so many years of association with devotees and practicing Krishna consciousness, that sometimes devotees maintain grudge against another person or another devotee. So we know that we should give it up, this grudge, but we're not able to. Well, why is that? So we are all suffering from Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Matsarya, Mad, lust, pride, greed, envy, madness, illusion. So especially this quality of envy. We're envious of Krishna and we're envious of Krishna's devotees. We're envious of everyone that Krishna has created. Sarvyonishu konteya morteya sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahadionir aham bija pradapita. And Krishna is the seed-giving father of all living entities. Yet we're envious of others, and we're envious of Krishna also. So we're conditioned in this material world millions and millions of lifetimes. So we've only been practicing devotional service in this lifetime, or maybe a few lifetimes, not as many as millions. So we still have this quality of envy. It's still in our hearts. So we have to practice Krishna consciousness with a lot of patience, and we should be patient with others also. As long as the person is in the process of Krishna consciousness, of cleansing their heart, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, through this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. ISKCON is like a hospital. And in a hospital, do you find sick people? Are there sick people in the hospital? Yes. And when you find a sick person in the hospital, do you point your finger and criticize? Hey, you're sick. Oh, you're so sick. We don't criticize like that. Someone's sitting in the hospital, they're taking the medicine, they're eating the proper diet as prescribed by the doctor, so that we see they'll gradually improve and get better. So ISKCON is also like a hospital. And there's so many sick people in the hospital. Sick people means we still have envy, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Matsarya, Mad. We still have these qualities. But we're taking the medicine. And that medicine is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And they're following the diet. And the diet is Krishna Prasadam. So someone's honoring Krishna Prasadam, they're chanting Hare Krishna, we should be patient with them. Just like someone's in the shower, taking a bath, they're covered with dirt. They're using soap. Do we say, hey, you're so dirty. Oh, you're dirty. We don't criticize them. They're in the shower. They're taking a bath. Dirt is coming off. So someone in chanting Hare Krishna, dirt is coming off. And they will become free from these anarthas. Of course, we should encourage them also to maximize their speed of advancement in Krishna consciousness by avoiding offenses. This will slow us down. If you pour water on a fire, it's hard to light the fire. So these offenses, Nam Aparad, offenses against the holy name, Vaishnava Aparad, Guru Aparad, and Seva Aparad. We should try to avoid these and encourage others in a gentle way to avoid these offenses. Then they can progress very nicely and they'll become free of these qualities of envy, and they can forgive others and not bear a grudge. Does that answer your question? Okay, very good. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You were talking about happiness and sadness, they change.
Before we continue, I'll just have to say this is the last question because Dwarkadish Prabhu asked me to promise to finish by 7:45. Okay, go ahead.
So in this changing nature, like the happiness and sadness state, our feeling also changes. When we are sad, we are more confident in the faith. When we are happy, we avoid. Why this happens and how it can be maintained, irrespective of happiness or sadness, we should have the same faith towards the God.
Yes, thank you for your nice question. Let me see if I've understood your question correctly. You're saying sometimes we're happy and sometimes we're sad, and depends on whether we're happy or sad, then it seems to affect our enthusiasm and how much faith we have in the Lord. And you were mentioning that when we're sad, when difficult times are coming, we have more faith. And when good times are coming, we have less faith. So how does this work, and how can we maintain enthusiasm in both happiness and distress? Is that correct? Okay, very good. So the intelligence is like the driver of the chariot of our existence. The soul, the Atma, is the passenger on the chariot. And the reins, the ropes, are the mind, and the horses are our senses. The smelling sense, the seeing sense, the touching sense, the hearing sense, and what else did I leave out? Sight, hear, smelling, the smelling sense, right? So these indriyas, the horses are pulling us this way, that way. The mind is pulling us this way, that way, but the intelligence is a driver. He's holding the reins. So our intelligence should be very strong, so the horses don't get out of control. Because if the horses get out of control, and then the chariot can be destroyed. So the intelligence is sharpened by Shastra, by the scriptures. Shastra are the astra. The scriptures are our weapon. So we should sharpen our intelligence with the scriptures. So I quoted one verse before from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is one of the first verses I ever learned. Chapter 2, text number 14. Matas parshastu konteya shitoshna shukadukada agama payano nichas tams tatikshasva bharata. That the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress are like the appearance and disappearance of the winter and the summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, ocean of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So I was a very new devotee, maybe 1 year in ISKCON, and I found myself in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Haribol. And it was Kartik Mas, and I was on Vrajamandu Parikrama. And 1 week into the Parikrama, the personal servant of my Diksha Guru, Param Puja Lokanath Swami Maharaj, he drank some bad water, and he became so sick that he could not do his service anymore. So then I was asked, would you like to be Maharaj's servant? I said, yes, of course, wonderful. So I started serving Maharaj. We're in Kamyavan, and there were so many monkeys. They were always coming in and creating difficulty, and I had to always watch them. Bahut chintya, there's so much agitation. And I became miserable, you know, it was everything very difficult. I was taking care of my Guru Maharaj, there was one other sannyasi there also. And I'm a new devotee, and I just came to India first time, and my health is also not so great, and so much chili and oil in the prasadam, and my mind is also pagal, you know, I'm also crazy. I've just come to Krishna consciousness 1 year practically. So I was feeling sad. So my Guru Maharaj could see that I was sad, and he said, why are you sad? And I said, I don't know. And he said, do you want to stop doing your service and someone else can do this service? I said, no. And I said, but I learned this verse. Mataspar shastu konteya shatoshna shugadukada agama payano nichas tams tatikshasva bharata. That the appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception only, from the horses, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So because I had this Shastra, because I had this spiritual knowledge, I was able to have the utsaha, the enthusiasm, despite my mood going one way or the other, to just continue my service. And my Guru Maharaj was very pleased with this, and he gave me his flower garland. So we need to sharpen our intelligence through this knowledge of the scriptures, and then we can weather the storm of whether we feel happy or whether we feel distressed, and we can continue our service with enthusiasm. Does that answer your question? Thank you very much. So I think we'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Tagore Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Bahod Bahod Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna. Oh, I have a little video clip we can show, and while I'm showing it, I also have some prasadam from Montreal, some burfi, little, and I also have this Calcutta Chandan Yatra prasadam that if anyone did not get, they can come up and get.